Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to call the Drainage District Board of Directors meetings to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Gunther, Precinct 2.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of four. Would you please lead us in today's prayer?
Yes, sir, Judge, Commissioners. Good afternoon, everyone as well. Let's say a quick word of prayer this afternoon. Father God, we continue to ask you to fill our cities, county, state, and national political leaders with wisdom, understanding, discernment, knowledge, forgiveness, faithfulness, humility, and dignity. We continue to thank you for the men and women who serve our community in leadership roles, and we also thank you for their families. Grant them peace when their work takes them away from their families. We continue to pray for our judge and four commissioners you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. We pray for our mayors, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorneys, sheriff, judges, and all who serve our local communities. Grant them abundant wisdom, favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Strengthen them with integrity and character to act righteously. Draw them to you and cause them to know and fulfill your purposes. Continue to place people in their paths that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel, for without your counsel, the plans will go awry. Provide them daily reminders of why they decide dedicate their lives to public service, and use that commitment to encourage them. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure, and we continue to ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name. Father God, your word tells us in Matthew 5:4, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Today we ask for a prayer of strength and comfort over Robert de Leon's family for the passing of his mother, Isabel. We pray that God's grace, mercy, and love help them and all that have lost loved ones recover from the pain of loss. Father God, grant them faith, comfort, and a strong heart to continue with their daily lives. God, our Father, you are a shelter against the burning heat of the day and the storms of life. We know and we believe that we can count on your help when we stumble, and that you will catch us when we fall and guide our steps firmly in faith towards the promise of eternal life. Dear Lord, open our eyes to the constant working of your grace in our lives. Never allow us to become complacent or to undervalue the tremendous gift of faith in our lives. Thank you for reminding us of the importance of our daily decisions. Jesus, help us to always seek you with a sincere heart. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we will find you. May we continue to seek you in everything we do, and may we always work as working for you. We ask all this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Do we have anybody sign up for open forum?
Yes, sir, Judge. We do have one participant under Drainage District, Mr. Joe Rodriguez. And before we start, I'd
Signed up in the back. I guess I might have signed in the wrong spot.
So I'd like to remind the public that they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of decorum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the court or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. So Rodriguez, if you permit me about 30 more seconds. And I'd like to remind the audience that any conversations or any discussion, to please step outside of the courtroom and have that discussion outside of the courtroom. And please turn off or place your cell phones on silent. Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, there's a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise you when you have 1 minute. I will start when you start, sir.
Hello. I'm here because several months, almost a year ago, I came before the court and I complained about some work that was supposed to be done on a drainage ditch. I was advised by the second man in charge of the drainage district and PIO very adamantly that the work had been done, and it had not been done. To my surprise and everybody else's surprise, they went out there several months later and actually started working on it. So that's a blatant lie to a taxpayer, a resident of the county. Okay. And I think that's wrong. Okay. Another thing is they went out there, when they did that work, they brought in some heavy earth movers and they just blocked off the road. didn't let the neighbors in or out, and they took it down on the road and somewhat destroyed the road. I called them, advised them of what was going on, and they said they were going to send somebody out there. They did not. Okay? I spoke to Madam Commissioners for personnel, and they took care of it. They went and they told me they were going to get a hold of the drainage district on that, and when I called the district, drainage district also, I spoke to the number 2 man. I suppose he's a number 2 man, and he said he would get back to me. I am still to this day waiting for that call back. So if you say that you're going to call somebody, call them, because people do wait. Okay? Don't lie to us. Do what you're going to do. Do what you're going to do. Say what you say you're going to do, do it. Don't blow hot air up our you know what.
1 minute.
So by all means, please. And I'm still waiting for that call. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, anyone else on open forum?
No, sir.
Next item will be approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir, Judge. Consent agenda, we have just approval of check register and general operation items that have been vetted through by the AC1 team. Everything's in order, Judge.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5.
Thank you, sir. Discussion and update by ACD1 General Manager relates to pending construction and/or ACDD1 project. So we added this item on the agenda just to kind of go over anything that we may have pending, or and this is going to be a standing item that we'll have at the with the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting. Has been vetted through by legal. And today I was just going to talk a little bit about the shredding operations that we have ongoing right now. I know with the recent rain events, we've had a little bit of rain, so the grass tends to grow a little bit faster. We get a lot of calls. The precincts are getting a lot of calls. We do have over 772 miles that we're currently maintaining. It has taken us a shredding cycle of about 6 to 8 months to do one complete cycle. We are looking at investing in more equipment and personnel, obviously, as we continue to grow. Just alone in the last year, we've come in with another additional 100 miles of the bond projects that we're doing, and we're taking into account. We've got our new Rainbow drain that we're going to be taking into account as well. So a lot of work that we're doing in the district. We're looking at different ways to see how we can be more efficient in our maintenance operation. We are out there working. We understand the calls that we're getting, but it's not that we're not responding, it's that we have a cycle that we have to maintain. And if we start moving equipment from one area to the other and don't continue in that cycle, then obviously other areas get neglected. So we are working and we are listening. We'll continue that maintenance and operation program that we have. We do have online our shredding operation documented, and you can look at it. It's within a 30-day window. So it's pretty up to date. We have the GIS system available under our website. You can click and see where our system has been and where it's going and so forth. Just kind of keep you up to date, because as a matter of fact, I have some meetings this week with cities and stuff about some of our system inside the city. But we are maintaining, we are doing, but we do have a lot in front of us. As I mentioned, we are going to be looking at investing in some additional equipment as we continue to grow. There's going to be that need. We've been focusing on a lot of the other equipment, but we're going to be looking at the maintenance equipment as well. And we are considering putting out part of the system out for bid, especially in the rural areas up in the Willacy and other areas that we have a commitment to maintain our main drain. We're going to look at the feasibility of trying to outsource some of that work so we can focus more internally in our system. We are looking at that currently right now, and we'll keep the board up to date on that. So, okay.
Couple of comments. Real
Yes,
quick.
please, sir.
First, I'd like to talk to you offline about that shredding operation.
Yes, sir.
So I'd ask my chief and you to
Yes, sir.
set up a meeting to talk a little bit about that. Second, I just want to make a quick comment on a lot of the improvements that you're helping us with on crossings on the hike and bike system that we're doing. We're trying to address a lot of these, just like when we do streets, we try to address drainage. As we're doing this hike and bike trail, we're working on a lot of drainage. A along the same system and helping create some detention facilities, the improvements of conveyance of water from one side to the other. So I wanted to thank you for your work on that. And then just the last thing, something that I've noted the last few times, some people have asked me to get updates on some of our ongoing projects.
Yes, sir.
And it seems like that project website that we have for
And
the
thank you for
bond
bringing it up.
projects
Yes, sir.
is really isn't working that well. The last 2 or 3 times I tried again, I can't. Could we address that?
We have, and I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, we are taking over that system. As a matter of fact, we're in the process of transferring it over, and we're going to do it in-house. Not only that, but we're also creating the same tracking project dashboard for our 2023 bond project as well. So here, hopefully, by the end of this month, we should have that 2018 up and running again, housed by the district, maintained by the district, and then we're shooting to also in August create the 2023 bond program dashboard that'll also give that information. And what we're looking at doing is combining the two, having it where you can isolate one or the other, or look at them together and see how they're each either complementing or they're continuing, or it's just a new area that we're working in. But yes, sir, we're working to get that up and running. I'd say no later than August, we'll have all combined and up and running again, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we had referred people to that
Yes, sir.
website and it
Yes,
wasn't
sir. No,
working.
no, and it's a great tool.
And then the last thing is the fifth. Are you planning on submitting an application for that? Can you kind of give us an update?
Of
Not
course.
necessarily right now, but just what you anticipate we'll be applying for as far as grants and
Yes, sir.
in that particular program?
And the fifth, we applied for 34 million, I believe it was. I think that was the number that we put in for our North Main Drain expansion, which is connectivity of the work that is being done currently through the 2015-2016 expansion. And not only that, but also the work through the ARPA funding that has been done over here on the central part of the county. That interconnectivity is being done so we can completely close that loop of expansion of our main drain. That's been submitted, or the bridge application has been submitted, and we're waiting on the response. And once we receive that, we're hopeful that we will be selected to continue with the full application and submit that in place.
When do we expect a response from the state?
My understanding that we should have already we should get it by the end of the summer is what they were talking about, what I recall, the conversations that were being had. You know, that if we look at the structure we did last time, possibly we could have about $12 million coming back to the district in grant funds, and obviously that would be distributed out within the precincts for more improvements.
But even more importantly than that, in addition, because that would allow us to do some more projects,
Yes,
which
sir.
is great. Getting grant money from the state is always a good thing, but being able to put 16 million in zero interest bonds.
Exactly.
Or at zero interest rate of loans,
We
as
take
opposed to putting
advantage.
it out of the market, which is very high right now. It really will, that compounded interest will help us over the course of the next 20 years as well. So
Yes, sir.
it's more than just the 12 that we save, right? It's the interest that we would save.
That is
as
correct,
well.
sir.
So just kind of keep us posted on that, because
course.
that's a great program for us to share with our constituents and with the drainage district in general, just leveraging local tax dollars very wisely with state monies to help create these drainage projects.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's it, Judge. If I may, at 6A, requesting approval to enter an agreement with DocuWare Group for smart document control software with authority of the district general manager or his designee to sign the contract, subject to final legal review.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6B, requesting approval supplement agreement number 1 to work session number 2 with BZ Engineering LLC to provide additional construction management and inspection service in total amount $19,511.90 for project North Main Drain 3 Stormwater Project Phase 2, CACDD 1 2303600725, subject to final legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6C, requesting approval of supplement agreement number 1 to work session number 1, BDC Engineering LLC to provide additional construction management and inspection service in total amount $45,008.66 for the project HCD 1 Complex M&O Training Facility, CACDD 1 2302400502, subject to final review and compliance House Bill 1295.
So move.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7A, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 22 RDF 3 as it relates to project 22, the 20 Drainage Pond Program, mile 11 North and FM 1015, project and authority chairman of the board, execute documents pending final review. If I may, sir, I can read the rest. 7B, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 810 as it relates to project 23 of 20 Drainage Pond Program and with this project, to order the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final review. 7C, requesting approval of work authorization number 16 to provide geotechnical laboratory service in the amount of $19,564 as submitted to BDC Engineering for that project Mile 10 North and Mile 1 West 2018 bond referendum project number 21, contract number CACDD 12303600725, subject to final review, compliance House Bill 1295. 7D1, approval application payment number 3 in the amount of $74,113.20 from RDH Site and Concrete LLC pertaining to construction contract CACDD 12104471130 Jackson Road Drain, project engineer Keith Haley Associates. 7D2, approval of application for payment number 4 in the amount of $292,914 from Science Brothers Construction LLC pertaining to construction contract CACDD 12305100927 ESZ, project engineer JNR Engineering. Recommend approval 7A through D.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion for 7A, B, C, D, 1, and 2. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yes, sir. Thank you. 8A, requesting approval of work condition number 15 to provide construction material testing service, CMT, in the amount of $33,761.39 as submitted by BZ Engineering LLC for Mission McAllen Drain 2023 bond referendum project number 12, contract number ACDD 1230336 ESZ. And item 8B, approval application payment number 2 in the amount of $763,846.53 from Mecon Group pertaining to construction contract CCDD 124070319 South Main Drain Phase 2, project engineer Ms. Vasadula from my office.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And then item 9A, 1, payment approval of invoice number 2024 RD in the amount of $29,887.41 from Douglas County Precinct 4 pertaining to pay period 3/2024 in the Rainbow Drain. And 9A2, payment approval of invoice number 5-8 2024 RD in the amount of $276,010.96 from Douglas County Precinct 4 pertaining to pay period 5 through 8 2024 on the Rainbow Drain.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I don't have anything, sir, in executive today.
May we have a motion to adjourn?
Judge,
Oh,
Commissioners, with your permission, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
If I'm going to ask the Drainage District Board to please rescind the action approving the consent agenda, and then I will ask for another vote.
Make a
Motion to
motion.
rescind.
Second.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to rescind the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, with that being said, and for the record, there was some confusion on a couple of items, and so for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will not be taking any action on consent agenda item under Drainage District, consent agenda items 4A, 9, and 10. 4A, 9, and 10. So I'm asking the court to please take action on all the other consent agenda items with the exception of 4A, 9, and 10.
We have a motion, a second to approve the rest of the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have a motion to approve item 4A,
9 and 10.
and 10.
Yes,
So moved.
9 and 10.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action of these items.
Thank you.
I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll
Commissioners.
be back at 2 o'clock. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting to order. We will start with a roll call to establish quorum, and I may have some silence, please, back over there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum of 3. Today, we're very honored to have Mayor David Suarez. He's a veteran. He will be leading us in today's Pledge of Allegiance. He served in the U.S. Army from 1984 to 1987, and then again 1987 to 1990 in the National Guard, receiving the rank of E4. Thank you for your service, Mayor.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. We're also honored to have Mr. Javier de la Fuente. He is the Assistant Facilities Manager at Hidalgo County's Facilities Management Department here in our county. I believe he's online. Javier, if you can please lead us in today's prayer.
Yes, thank you, sir. Oh God, we come before you with gratitude. We thank you for being a God of love who is with us now in this very room. You never leave us or forsake us. Your grace has brought us safe thus far, and your grace will lead us home, Lord. Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next item is the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Commissioners, I'd like, with the court's permission, I'd like to pull from consent agenda items 6A, 1 and 2.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action with respect to consent agenda items 6A, 1 and 2. That being said, if I could have a motion?
Motion to approve?
I'll second that motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes did not participate or take any action on these items.
Thank you.
Next item, we have item 5A, we have a proclamation.
Could we do,
23.
Please come this way, everybody. Make a line.
Mr. DA, I'm getting a little jealous. You're always surrounded by all these beautiful women.
Thank you, Judge. Just don't tell my wife.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Item 5A, proclamation declaring July 30th as World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Whereas World Day Against Trafficking in Persons provides an opportunity for Hidalgo County to reaffirm our commitment to combating human trafficking in all its forms. And whereas children represent a significant proportion of trafficking victims worldwide, with girls being disproportionately affected, this year's theme is Leave No Child Behind in the fight against human trafficking, which urges accelerated action to end child trafficking. And whereas the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office is working with national, state, regional, and local stakeholders to fight against human trafficking and provide assistance to victims of human trafficking, and whereas we must join together as a community to provide a safe haven by protecting victims and prosecuting traffickers with improved victim identification, medical and social services, training for first responders, and increased public awareness. The men, women, and children who have suffered this scourge can overcome the bonds of modern slavery, receive protection and justice, and successfully reclaim their rightful independence. And whereas the Rio Grande Valley Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force calls on every single person in our community to report human trafficking and join their prevention efforts. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby declares July 30th, 2024 as World Day Against Trafficking in Persons to raise awareness of the plight of human trafficking victims and promote and protect their rights. Approved this 23rd day of July 2024.
Motion approved.
second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very
Thank you
much
all
for
for
your
And with us, we have District Attorney Derek Plazos.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Well, thank you for joining us on this Awareness Day. It's basically worldwide problem we have, and basically is to raise awareness about human trafficking and to promote and protect the rights of trafficking in victims, the trafficking victims. So basically, if there's anybody out there that needs help, we're here to help as a community if they're victims of being trafficked. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your advocacy and your work.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you for this proclamation. It is important for us to, as the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, to raise awareness that anybody can fall a victim of this crime. People usually associate human trafficking with human smuggling, and the fact is that anybody can be trafficked in their own homes. So thank you for that.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you for your continued support with trafficking. We've been doing this for the past 10 years, and we appreciate the county working together against this. Just a little bit about Fire Chief from Alton, Gus Ramirez. He's our new task force chair for the Rio Grande Valley Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, and it's very important that he's serving as a chair because this is the first time in 10 years that we bring somebody from fire and EMS to combat trafficking. We know that fire always assists law enforcement, especially when they go to human smuggling houses. So now we have an extra set of eyes with fire and also paramedics that can identify possible victims. So we want to welcome the chief as our new task force chair, and we hope that we have more partnerships with EMS, emergency response, and anybody with firefighters. Thank you.
Please, all this group come forward, come this way.
Some of you all over here can move to the side. The ones in the back, some three of you can move to this side.
The three good-looking gentlemen.
Yes. In the uniforms. Over here. Just see everyone. Okay, everybody look forward. I can't see you back there with the glasses, the hat.
Yes.
So, ma'am, if you want to be in the photo, a lot of you, I can't see your faces because you're hidden behind other people. So you're not going to come out in the photo if you cannot see me. Okay. Okay, on the count of three, please. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you? Did you start?
Yes.
You did, really? Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Gates and everything?
I'm sorry, just follow me. I don't want you to bring it up.
Yes, it's done.
Okay, next we're gonna go to open forum.
Can we go to 23B?
23B, okay?
Please.
Let's go we're gonna go to 23B1 and 2. Judge, come forward.
So Judge, with your permission, may I just say a few words before?
Absolutely.
So, this action that we're about to take is to fill the vacancy left by Judge Jesus Morales, Precinct 1, Place 2, Justice of the Peace, who we recognized at a prior meeting for his long and continued service serving Hidalgo County residents, not only as a judge, but just in general as a great representative of the county. When he passed away, that vacancy requires that the county do an appointment and that the parties, the Democratic and Republican parties, put forward a nomination on the general election to fill the vacancy for the unexpired term. So this action that we're going to be taking today is really just a temporary action to fill the vacancy until that election is conducted and a newly elected Justice of the Peace takes that office. I want to thank specifically the office staff of Judge Jesse Morales' office, Precinct 1, Place 2. They've been extremely patient. They lost a friend in the judge, somebody that had served with them for a long time. So I want to thank them for their patience and also their commitment to continuing to work despite that vacancy. I also want to take a minute to thank Judge Gilbert Sines, Precinct 1, Place 1, and Jason Peña, Precinct 5, Place 1, for their continued support and filling in for Judge Morales not being there. But with that consideration that we as a court must make, since it is a temporary position, and between all the phone calls that I got and the people that requested being considered for this position, I want to make a recommendation and nominate or appoint Juan Alvarez to serve in this capacity for up until the general election or till that vacancy is filled through an election process. So that would be my motion, Judge.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Judge, congratulations.
May I approach this to you?
Please.
Thank you.
We'll take a couple actions. Congratulations and thank you. We'll go up in just a second. Yes, we're going to take a picture with you after we take this action. On the approval of the official bond, item 23B2, Judge, I believe he submitted his paperwork to the administrative office. Is that correct, Walter? You received his bond?
Yes.
So for us, it would just be an approval of the bond. I make a motion to approve.
Second, we have a motion and a second to approve the official bond. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Judge, Commissioners, for the record, the action that was taken by way of the appointment is in accordance with the Texas Local Government Code, Section 87.041, and Texas Constitution, Article 5, Section 28B.
Do I need to?
No, I just
for the record? Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, Judge Cortez, if we could take a picture with Judge Alvarez? I would
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
First and foremost, thank you very much for the consideration, Commissioner Fuentes and the whole Commissioner, Judge Cortez, Torres, and Secandu. I appreciate the consideration and the appointment, and I will fulfill my duties for the next 4 or 5 months, however long you need me. Unfortunately, it'll have to end sometime in December. As the court very well knows, I've been elected to the 332nd, but my service to the community and to our county and to the state of Texas will not end. I'm here to help you in any way I can. I'm touched by the consideration and the appointment, and you have confidence in me, and whatever I can do to help you. And the DA's office, I spoke to Ms. Palacios, and I will continue to help out in any way I can. I'll continue doing what I can and at all hours of the night. Please get my numbers. Please pass it around to all the precincts, because I do sign search warrants, and I do sign them at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning if considered for blood search warrants. But that's just one little thing I can do. But thank you very much, and the County of Hidalgo, to all the constituents that are out there, thank you very much for everything that done for me, and especially the commissioners. You guys have done an outstanding job, and I just can't thank you enough. My sincerest and for everything you've done for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for your service.
May I be excused? I was asked to
Absolutely.
go see a young lady to make sure I can get everything situated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Next, we have open forum.
Yes, thank you, Judge Commissioners. We do have 3 participants for open forum. Our first participant is Mr. James Murphy. There is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute left, and I will start when you start, Mr. Murphy.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court. I'm here to inform you about the Texas State Attorney General's lawsuit against Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. It is a 54-page affidavit suing for death, injury, and misleading the public. In addition to that lawsuit, Kansas, that was 2023, Kansas put out a lawsuit in this last month, June 14, and it is 179 pages of the same death, injury, and misleading the public. That's page 1. It talks about miscarriage, sudden infant death syndrome, all kinds of injuries and deaths. But you can look that up on your own leisure. I'd like to read from the cancer researcher and oncologist, Dr. William Mackies. He said, this is a quote, "Look, these turbo cancers are happening in pregnant women. They're happening in young kids. As I said, as young as 12 years old. But high school kids are coming down with these cancers. The turbo cancers I am seeing, lymphoma, brain cancer, stage 4, and breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, the leukemias that are showing up in the COVID-vaccinated individuals. I repeat, COVID-vaccinated individuals is they can kill in days or in a matter of hours. I reported several cases where young kids, 13 to 16 years old, they feel unwell. They go to the emergency room, and the doctors discover they have leukemia and die a few hours later. These are tragic stories, and the oncologists are not talking about it. There is only Professor Dalgish from St. George University, United Kingdom, who is sounding the alarm, and he has seen his patients who are cancer stable, who take the COVID booster shot, and suddenly their cancer is growing out of control. And so he is sounding the alarm. But you know doctors are being persecuted for speaking up and causing vaccine hesitancy. I continue on. This is Dr. Francis Boyle, who drafted the Biological Weapons Act, has given a detailed statement admitting that the 2019 Wuhan coronavirus is an offensive biological warfare weapon, offensive biological warfare weapon, and that the World Health Organization, the WHO, already knows about it. Francis Boyle is a professor of international law at the University of Illinois College of Law. He drafted the U.S. domestic implementing legislation for the Biological Weapons Convention, known as the Biological Weapons Anti-Terrorism Act of 1989. That was approved unanimously by both houses of the U.S. Congress and signed into law by President George H.W. Bush. I implore you to do some research. I have talked to everybody in the Rio Grande Valley. I have 150 phone numbers of all the highest ranking people. When I talked to the sheriff said, if you can get the judge on board, we'll do something, but it's out of our wheelhouse. I've talked to the chief of police of McGowan, Mission,
Mr.
Edinburgh.
Murphy, time.
I will give him my phone number, and if you wish to reach out, there is much more. That is a fingernail clipping of what's wrong.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Mr. Joe Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez? And friendly reminder, with open forum, 3-minute time limit, and Mr. Rodriguez, I'll start when you start, sir, and I'll advise when there's 1 minute left.
I'm here to call out the governor, the lieutenant governor, the AG, all county law judges, the DA, the chiefs of police of all municipalities here in the valley, and especially here in Hidalgo County, for the reason that we continue to have ATVs, go-karts, dirt bikes on the streets. And when you call law enforcement, it takes an hour, maybe 2 hours, if they show up. Okay, and if they do get caught, it's a slap in the hand, and it's who you know, who you don't know. I've seen it firsthand. I've gone to the trials to see this. So I'm calling everybody out. Do something about it. Don't be lenient on who you know and who you don't know. The law is straightforward to everybody. Another thing is law enforcement. Not everybody is the same. Okay, I might commend those who actually stick to the book, to the letter of the law, and it's. But a lot of them run the stop signs, run lights, and I just happen to be going that way, and I see it, and I'll follow them, and it's not going to a call, it's not going to the office or anything. They're meeting somebody for lunch, or they're going home. Okay, and it's wrong, because if a citizen does it, we get cited, we get points on our license, and it's not fair. The other thing is, if you're a public official and you owe taxes, you shouldn't hold office. Everybody else has to be paying their taxes on time. So if you owe taxes, pay your taxes. I don't think that you should hold office, or anybody should be able to run for office if you owe taxes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Those are the participants for today. I apologize, Mr. Rodriguez. I said 3, but Mr. Rodriguez had already participated under Drainage District as well. So, thank you.
Next item 7A, discussion of possible action regarding approval of a tax abatement. One.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. I am 7A, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of a proposed tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and Great Kiskadee Storage LLC. We are recommending approval subject to final certification by the Auditor's Office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Juan.
Thank you, Judge.
Item 8A.
Good morning, good afternoon, Judge Commissioner Ricardo Saldaña, Emergency Management Coordinator, Hidalgo County Judge's Office. Discussion and consideration approval of an equipment sharing loan memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3, City of Alton Fire Department for the purpose of the use of the equipment between parties and authorizing under the Article 59 of the Texas Government Code Criminal Procedures and authorizing Hidalgo County Precinct 3 to sign any required documents. This is for the city of us providing the City of Alton a 2007 Chevy Hummer H3 for the use by their fire department.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief. Item 9A, District Courts.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Judge, hope you're doing well. Melissa Flores on behalf of Judge Rene Rodriguez Betancourt. Today, we only have one item listed on the agenda. In item 9A, we are asking for approval to ratify and authorize Judge Bencourt to sign the memorandum of agreement between Healthy Futures of Texas and Hidalgo County Court for the Talk About It Texas project for the period of November the 17th, 2023 to June the 30th, 2028. 2, approval to accept compensation from Healthy Futures of Texas for the Talk About It Texas project not to exceed a total amount of $15,000. And 3, approval of certification of revenues for year 1 and 2 as certified by the county auditor for the memorandum of agreement regarding the Talk About It Texas project compensation in the amount not to exceed $6,000 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve 9A 1 through 3.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Item 10A, District Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 10A, the DA's Title 4E, Fund 1100. We're asking for approval of the Title 4E grant budget for October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025, and asking for approval for County Judge to sign the following documents: the budget, Federal Funding Accountability and Transparency Act form, and the Signature Authority Designation Form 2031.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve 10A, 1, 2, A, B, and C. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 11A, the HIDA Task Force, FBI Task Force, Fund 1281. We're asking for authorization and approval of FBI and Hidalgo County District Attorney's MOU effective June 10th, 2024. Also asking for authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the FBI and Hidalgo County District Attorney's MOU. Also asking for approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2024 FBI and Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office MOU in the amount of $20,707.50 and appropriation of the same, as well as authorization and approval to pay straight time instead of banking extra duty hours from July 23rd, 2024 through September 30th, 2024 to FBI TFO assigned from the Hidalgo County DA's office, employee number 195804.
Motion to approve 11A 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sheriff's Office, 12A.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Captain Rocky Serna presenting on behalf of Sheriff J.E. Arriera. Item 12A, Sheriff's Office, HIDA DA Task Force 1284. Approval of the HIDA DA agreement for fiscal year 2024 between the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and the Drug Enforcement Administration McAllen District Office. Requesting authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2024 HIDA DEA Task Force Agreement in the amount of $9,000 and appropriation of the same amount. Seeking approval.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion to approve item 12A, 1, 2, and 3. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12B, consideration and approval to appoint Dana Flores, Valera Valderas, Jose Valdez, students of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley as interns under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of August 2024 to December 2024. Seeking approval.
Motion to approve 12B.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 13A, Constable Precinct 4.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. 13A, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Eduardo de la Rosa as Deputy Constable by myself, Constable Baitan, Constable Precinct 4 in accordance with the Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.011.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Constable. Item
Thank you, Judge.
14A, Human Resources.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Katia Garcia for the Department of Human Resources. Item 14A, we are requesting waiver of the following if applicable for personnel items listed. We need action on number 3, budget amendment policy, personnel related amendments.
Motion to approve 14A3.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14B for facilities management. Number one, approval of the following action effective next full pay period, July 29th, 2024. This is to create slot number 0170, Assistant Director of Planning and Project Management, Facilities Management, grade 19. And number two, approval to revise the classified positions list in accordance with the action above. And for the Executive Office, number one, approval of the following action effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is to delete slot number 0017, Accountant 4, grade 14. We recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14C for the County Clerk, approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is to delete slot number 0004, Court Administration Supervisor, grade 14, and to create slot number 0099, Division Manager 2, grade 16. We recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14D for Urban County, approval of the following actions effective next full pay period, July 29th, 2024. This is to delete slots number 0003, 0009, and 0010, Program Specialist 1, grade 9, and slot number 0005, Certification Specialist 2, UCP, grade 7. Slots number 0012 and 0013, Monitor 1, grade 10. Slot number 0039, Coordinator 2, UCP, grade 11. And slot number 0042, Clerk 2, grade 3. We're also requesting to create slots number 0013, Coordinator 2, grade 11, and slot number 0014, Program Specialist 2, grade 11. We recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14E for the Veterans TVC Mental Health Grants, approval of the following actions effective next full pay period, July 29th, 2024. This is to create slots number 0001, Counselor 1, grade 10, slot number 0002, Case Manager, grade 10, slot number 0003, Outreach Specialist 2, grade 6, and slot number 0004, Outreach Specialist 1, grade 4. We recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Urban County, 15A.
Good afternoon, Judge, County Commissioners. Marisa Garza, Urban County Director. For item 15A, discussion and consideration of approval to award and entering into a construction contract with Synergy Development and Construction, LLC, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $148,000.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 16A, Health and Human Services Department.
Good afternoon, Irene Sarmiento Rangel for the Health and Human Services Department. Item 16A, we're requesting approval of an interlocal agreement between South Texas Vocational Technical Institute and Hidalgo County for the public health preparedness and response activities.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16B, requesting approval to accept and for county judge to e-sign the immunization locals HHS 0013313000042 amendment number 2. The purpose of the amendment is to realign funds among the budgeted categories.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16C is requesting approval to submit the renewal application packet to the Medicaid Administrative Claiming Program and for county judge to sign the required forms.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16D is discussion, consideration, and action to authorize the Hidalgo County Environmental Health Division to begin assessing the updated fee schedule to include a fee of $75 for each reinspection of OSSF septic tank installations conducted after the initial inspection.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16E, requesting approval of the certification of revenue by the county auditor in the amount of $649,320 for grant funds and $123,000 for program income funds and appropriation of the same for fiscal year 25 immunization local grants.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16F is requesting approval of the certification of revenues by the county auditor in the amount of $125,000 and appropriation of the same for PHHS fiscal year 25.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 16G, Biosafety Laboratory. Item 1, we're requesting approval to submit an application to the Texas Department of State Health Services for the CLIA certification for the Hidalgo County Public Health Laboratory with the authority for the county judge to sign the disclosure of ownership and authority for the Director of Laboratory, Martha Luna, MD, to sign the application.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 17A, Elections Department.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. This is Alberto Gauna, here to present on behalf of Ms. Salinas, currently administering the election. Agenda item 17A, item 1, discussion on election updates. We are currently administering 2 special elections, one for the city of San Juan and the other for the city of Palmview. Early voting continues through this Friday. The hours for the city of Palmview are 8 to 6 p.m. The city of San Juan is the same, 8 to 6, with the exception of Friday. That is going to be a 7 to 7 day. Election day is July 30th. Polls will open from 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. We continue to encourage voters to call our office if they have any questions at 956-318-2570. Visit our website at www.hidalgocounty.us/elections, as it is updated with important information on the elections. Any questions, Judge Commissioners? Item 2, requesting acceptance and approval of the First Amendment to the May 4th, 2024 local entities election contract for election services with the city of Palmview. We did amend this contract with Palmview to reflect the new poll worker pay rate that took effect for the city of Palmview's runoff election. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 3, approval of the July 30th, 2024 special election services contract between Hidalgo County and the city of San Juan. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 4, approval of the 30th, 2024 special elections services contract between Hidalgo County and the city of Palmview. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 18A, Veteran Services.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Item 18A, requesting authorization to use the general fund to cover salary and fringe in an amount of $2,594.84 to cover expenditures that exceeded the amount awarded by the Texas Veterans Commission grant that expired June 30th, 2024.
And Judge, Commissioners, just as a point of information, the grant we fulfilled the covenants of the grant. This is the time that was accumulated by the individuals to the end, and so that's what we're going to cover out of the general fund.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item 19A, Planning Department.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Item A1, final approval with financial guarantee. San Jacinto Estates number 15, subdivision precinct 1. This is off of Mile 2 West Road and Mile 11 North Road. This is a 44-lot single-family subdivision with the final approval with the cash deposit in the amount of $15,200 for 4 fire hydrants. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, Carmen Avila, Phase 5 subdivision, precinct 4. This is off of Carmen Avila Road and FM 2812. This is a 131 single-family lot subdivision with 5 commercial lots as well. Final approval with the cash deposit in the amount of $22,800 for 6 fire hydrants. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Motion. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2, final approval, DS Game Farm subdivision in precinct 4. This is off of West Drive and Tower Road. This is a 2-lot single-family subdivision. Staff recommends approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Preliminary approval with the variance request. This is Maria Rivera subdivision in precinct 4. This is off of Ingle Road and Doolittle Road. This is a one-lot, single-family subdivision. Staff recommends approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Guess where all the growth is going? To you.
Judge, that was 3 lots, come on. I'm just messing with you.
Next item.
Item B1, discussion and consideration and/or possible approval of order abandoning a 40-foot wide county road appearing in the plat of San Juan Plantation subdivision, described as a tract of land containing 2.388 acres situated in the county of Hidalgo, Texas, being a part or portion out of lots 12 and 15, block 5, lots 11 and 16, block 6, lots 26 and 31, block 11, and lots 27 and 30, block 12, San Juan Plantation subdivision, according to the plat thereof, recorded in volume 3, page 52 of the map records of Hidalgo County, Texas. Staff recommends approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item, discussion and consideration and/or possible approval of order abandoning a 40-foot wide county road appearing on the plat of San Juan Plantation subdivision, described as a tract of land containing 2.406 acres situated in the county of Hidalgo, Texas, being a part or portion out of lots 14 and 15, block 5, lots 16 and 17, block 6, lot 26, block 11, and lots 27 and 28, block 12, San Juan Plantation subdivision, according to the plat thereof, recorded in volume 3, page 52 of the maps records of Hidalgo County, Texas. Staff recommends approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Anthony. Item 28, Commissioner Cantu.
Requesting permission by Endurance Splits LLC to use the Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park and parking lot to host a 5K event on Saturday, August 17th, 2024. Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck, Commissioner.
Item 21A, Budget and Management, Mr. Soto.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Dago Soto, Director of Budget and Management, for the record. I would like to briefly go over a mid-year budget and financial status report, primarily with the general fund. As you see here, here's a one-page snapshot of total revenues and expenditures for the general fund. You will notice that for the for revenues, we have a total of $294,824,000. This is already hitting 99% of our projected budgeted revenues. And the reason why we already are reaching about 100% of our budgeted revenues overall at mid-year is because our property taxes, the majority of it is collected by the end of March. So that is why we get a big inflow of cash up front. But of course, that will carry us throughout the rest of the fiscal year. Another thing to highlight is just worth noting that with interest, we are already at 3 times over what we have projected. We have budgeted $2.1 million. We're already at 6.9 at the mid-year mark, which is $4.7 million than anticipated. Going down to expenditures. We are currently at, as a whole, we are currently at 44% of the overall budget. And as a program standpoint, we are at or under the 50% mark, which show that we are tracking according to the budget and spending accordingly. These are the benchmarks or what we want to track at this point of the year. Now, I also want to show how these expenditures look at the department level. So this is
Another way of showing the expenditures that we had just said that it's 135 million. Again, as a whole, departments across the whole general fund, of course, some are under or over the 50% mark, but overall they're tracking accordingly. I mean, you might see one that might be a little bit high because there might be a one-time payment that was already paid up front. But other than that, daily, operating expenditures are tracking accordingly. And again, as a whole, the county and the general fund is at 44%. Another thing I wanted to show was on the expense type on our personnel, which is our highest cost object. With our overall budget and general fund just for personnel is at 66%, so that is significant. But according to our personnel costs at mid-year, we're right at 49%. So we're tracking accordingly. Anything if it's a lot more than 50%, 55%, you have to be looking monitoring closely. But right now we're at 49%. So again, we're at a good pace. And at the function level, I just want to highlight again the three highest service costs that the county provides. Again, is related to corrections, our judicial system, and our public safety, which make up about 55% of our operating budget. Here is a quick snapshot of fund balances at the mid-year. What I want to focus on is on the general fund primarily. What I want to do is show a certain benchmark. Now these aren't official, but these are internal benchmarks that are tracking. For example, a committed fund balance of 65 million, which could be used as most of us know it to be called as a rainy day fund. And with a balance of 65 million, that will be a 22% of our current general fund budget, or 80 days. Okay, and that's something that could be fully funded. And also, that will leave our unassigned fund balance. It will be good to maintain a target of 3% or 9 million, but currently we're at 16 million. So it's a good snapshot of the financial condition of the county at this point of the year. These are highlights numbers that I wanted to point out. And one thing just to notice is also in our assigned fund balance. This is the remaining fund balance that we have to continue for the rest of the fiscal year. If I show you that we have about 169 million remaining in our budget that we're projected to spend, with the 177 that we already have, we're forecasting or projecting to have revenues over projected of about 7.5 billion. So we're looking at to be in the black, projected to be in the black for this current fiscal year. Is there any questions at the moment?
What are you projecting for fund balance again?
So as everything stays the same, we currently have an assigned fund balance, meaning this is because we do have the majority of the revenues already received, as I had mentioned earlier. We have 177 currently as remaining funds to carry out the rest of the year. And if we were to expend all of our remaining budget, because right now we have the current budget is 305, currently we're at 135, so we have a remaining budget of 169. So we were to hit all of our expenditures at the 100% mark, that will leave us a surplus of about 7.5 million, which is again which is the current resources we have to finish the year, subtracted by the remaining budget that we have. Does that make sense, Judge?
Yes, okay. Is the difference between those two numbers?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and last, I wanted to give a quick snapshot of major balance sheet items countywide. So what I want to show here is, and I do want to note that this report is unaudited and unadjusted. There might be some reconciliations to do, but for the most part, this is what our software is generating. But what I want to do show is that for our general fund, I do want to show that at the end of June, we're showing current cash at 41 million, around 41 million, and currently being invested is 262 million. That's on the general fund. As a countywide, we currently have 87 million in current cash and about 504 million currently being invested. Also, one thing to note that as far as outstanding property taxes, we currently have about 23 million still pending to be collected in the general fund, and then but as a countywide, we're at 26 million, and the difference primarily is our debt service fund. And also, just as a note, currently the current outstanding bonds payable we have, we're totaling at 395 million. So these are the current outstanding principal balance of all of our bonds outstanding.
Where are the ARPA funds? On the special revenue funds? No.
Yes, Judge.
Is that where they are?
Correct. Yes.
Not on general fund?
ARPA, no, ARPA, if it's, so whatever is going to, oh yes, if it's going to be ARPA, it will be paid out of the ARPA fund. So if there was an expense in the general fund that can be paid through the ARPA fund, it would just be repurposed, or it could be just budget savings in the general fund. But all the expenses need to be tracked in the ARPA fund, which is under a special revenue fund.
Yeah, it was, all I asked was, are any of the ARPA funds in the 262,000?
Right here, no, it was
Okay,
the ARPA fund.
That was my question. That was my question. Okay.
Okay, yeah, the ARPA funds would be only here. Okay, and then last, as a countywide, I would just want to show that we had gone over the general fund, roughly 292 million in revenues, expenditures currently around 121, but as a countywide, at mid-year, we're at 459 million of revenues and 278 million of expenditures, looking at 180 million over under expenditures at mid-year. So again, this is just an overview snapshot, looking at the general fund, and then a bird's eye view across the whole county. That concludes my presentation. Is there any other questions you have I could answer? If not, I could go ahead and continue with item 21B.
Very good.
Judge, just one comment. Dago, just one thing. On the bonds, on COs, I guess, is there an opportunity for us to refinance anything this particular year? And if the interest rates make sense, is that something we're going to contemplate? And then second, do we have capacity this year for continuing that? Because I think we've all got projects that we want to continue, and we need some of those resources to come in.
With the conversation I had with our financial advisors, yes, there is opportunity for a bond refinancing. currently at looking at what we have and looking at what current bonds we have that could be refinanced. The next one won't be to a couple of years. So it was suggested just to maybe wait about 3 years to probably do another refinancing if of course, the rates are favorable. As far as extra capacity, debt capacity, based with the growth of our ad valorem taxes, which in effect will naturally increase our debt capacity. Yes, if we do have that leverage for additional debt up to a certain extent, but yes, yes we can.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. If that is it, I will continue and move to item 21B. Okay. Item 21B, 1, approval of the Title 4E Child Welfare Services Grant Budget for October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025. And 2, approval for county judge to sign the following documents: A, the budget; B, Federal Funding Accountability and Transparency Act form; and C, Signature Authority Designation Form 2031. Recommend approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, item 21C, approval of updated MV Magic Valley purchase of power agreement for the installation of 3 additional streetlights for Mirage branches located in precinct number 4. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 21D1, approval of the following ARPA actions. A, budget amendment as per shown as in Exhibit A, and B, ARPA completed projects as per shown in Exhibit B. Recommend approval.
Second. Motion to approve, sorry.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, 21D2, approval of the use of ARPA funds for the Inclusive Accessibility Bar 2, which is ARPA project number 24-110-364. I recommend approval.
So move.
Second.
It's been a hit. It's not a lot of money. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 21E1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for revenues received from interest earnings from various capital project funds and appropriation of interfund transfers of said capital project funds. Recommend approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last, 21E2, approval of certification of revenues by county auditor in the amount of $127,061.40 in relation to labor reimbursement received from the Raymondville Drainage Project and appropriation of the same. Recommend approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Soto. Mr. Amesco, item 22.
Yes, good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Guerra, Mr. Garza. For the record, Ignacio Mesco from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 22A for Hidalgo County. 1, requesting approval to award a contract to Sign Language Services, the qualified responsive bidder for translation, interpretation, and sign language service. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting approval of amendment number 1 to a service agreement between Hidalgo County and Prudent RX through ENA agreement for third-party administration for self-funded medical plan and pharmacy benefit services to include changes to the copay program participation agreement. I recommend to approve.
Judge, just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to abstain from this.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22B for emergency management. 1, requesting approval to purchase equipment and accessories for 3 2024 Chevrolet Silverado truck to Hidalgo County's membership with Vibor from Tri-County Communications in the total amount of $92,450.57 for the Quick Response Emergency Units ARPA project. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22C for Precinct 1, 1A, requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements on the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A for a personal or professional service.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of firms rated through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional services for on-call professional appraisal and or appraisal review services. Do you wish to rank in order of their score?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting authority for the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate an on-call professional appraisal review service agreement, commencing with the number one ranked firm of appraisal host for on-call professional appraisal review services located in precinct number 1. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2A, requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A for a personal or professional service.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of firms rated through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional service for on-call professional appraisal and or appraisal review services. Do you wish to rank in order of their score?
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting authority for the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate an on-call professional appraisal service agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm of Leonel Garza Jr. and Associate for on-call professional appraisal services located in precinct number 1. I recommend to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22D for Precinct 3, 1A, requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements on the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A for a personal or professional service.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of firms rated through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional services for geotechnical and construction material testing services, Veteran Memorial Pavilion. Do you wish to rank in the order of score?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C, requesting authority for the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate a professional geotechnical and construction material testing service agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm of B2C Engineering for the Veterans Memorial Pavilion. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, I'm having a little difficulty understanding you sometimes. Are you all hearing it fine?
Kinda, not really.
Okay.
I'm just reading along.
Go ahead, Nacho. I'm just-
Okay, sorry about that. Number 2A, requesting
That's
acceptance and
better.
approval.
That's better, yeah.
Sorry about that. 2A, requesting acceptance and approval of supplemental agreement number 2 to precinct number 3 professional engineering service agreement between Hidalgo County and B2C Engineering to amend the contract rates.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of work authorization number 2 with an estimate cost of $175,311.04 as submitted by B2C Engineering for the 5K Mansion Linear Park Trade Project. I recommend to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
3A, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 263.1512B, and 263.152A2, requesting action to declare the following asset as surplus for the purpose of disposition of the 13 units listed below for use as trade-ins toward the acquisition of various emergency repairment equipment, including the removal of said asset from the inventory list. I recommend to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
B, requesting approval to purchase one sand bagging machine, one 2023 Ram 2500 crew cab, and two 2024 130 BBL EXA steel vacuum trailers to Hidalgo County membership with the Purchasing Cooperative of America from Big D Tractor, DBA Blue Cat Rentals from Terrace Equipment, a total amount of $5,575.64. I recommend to approve.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22E for Precinct 4, 1, requesting acceptance and approval of change order number 2 from the 5125 company for the Hidalgo County Precinct 4 North Main Drain 3 Phase 1 Stormwater Project for a 60-day extension and $93,040 increase in contract price as recommended by the project engineer, Texi Infrastructure Group. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 with an estimated cost of $199,858 as submitted by Carlos Del Angel with Boston Consultants to Precinct number 4 on-call professional construction management service agreement to provide construction management service for the construction management service Hidalgo County Precinct 4 2812 Community Resource Center.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22F for Human Resources. 1, requesting approval of addendum number 1 to the master service agreement with AccuSource with automatic annual renewals to reflect revision made to attachment B, scope of service and fee schedule through Hidalgo County's membership with TIPS. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22G for the IT department. 1, requesting approval to enter into a 24-month agreement for Cisco Duo subscription renewal through Hidalgo County chip with DIR Cooperative from the inside public sector, a total amount of $382,677.75. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22H for Health and Human Service Department. 1, requesting approval to award job order contractor SKO Elite Repair to Hidalgo County's membership with TIPS for the Health Department admin office renovation in the amount of $82,378.14 with authority to issue a notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment bond. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting approval to award job order contractor Hercon through Hidalgo County's membership with Vibor Purchasing Co-op for the Hidalgo County roof and interior repairs project in the amount of $224,203.69 with authority to issue notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22I for facilities management. 1, requesting approval for elevator repairs for the McCall building through Hidalgo County's membership with TIPS from Rio Elevator Company in the amount of $118,726 with authority for Hidalgo County Facilities Management Director or County Judge to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22J for Chair's Office. 1A, requesting acceptance and approval of a deductive change directive number 1 for Noble Texas Builder for the renovation and repairs to the leased Willacy County Detention Facility total project decrease of $291,360. I recommend by the project manager BAS Construction. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, requesting acceptance and approval of the certificate of construction completion from the Noble Texas Builders for the renovation and repairs to the leased Willacy County Detention Facility with the final payment amount. For the record, the correct amount is $100,409.85 as recommended by the project manager BAS Construction. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye. Motion carries.
22K for County Clerk. 1, requesting approval to purchase critical record management, more remediation of civil and criminal case files, services to Hidalgo County's membership with Texas Smart Buy from CoFile Technologies in the total amount of $51,370. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
22L for Countywide. 1, requesting approval to award contract to Frontera Materials, the qualified lowest responsible bidder for hot mix Coal A. I recommend to approve.
So move.
Second?
All in favor say aye. Motion carries.
That's all that I have. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Judge Commissioners, with your permission, 23A, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there is no discussion and/or action for this week. We have acted on 23B, 1 and 2. 23C, one approval of interlocal agreement for services by and between Hidalgo County and the Alliance for I-69 Texas for year 2024, and approval to pay membership dues to the Rio Grande Valley Mobility Task Force, which is the RGV Partnership Alliance for I-69, in the amount of $9,288 for 2024, with authority for county treasurer to issue check once auditing procedures are completed by our county auditor.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And 23D is approval to accept the settlement check from State Farm Insurance in the amount of $1,260.80, and this will settle an auto accident claim with one of our county vehicles.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, we do have closed session.
Closed session. That's good.
Give me a moment. Okay, pursuant to Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, we'll be retiring into closed session to review items under Section 551.071, .072, .074, and .087. Motion to do so.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 3:12 p.m.
It's 3:49. We're back from executive session. Valde?
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Under, yes, so it's item 26, open session. 26A, real estate and appropriation for same, no specific action to be taken. 26B, pending or potential litigation, no action or specific action to be taken. 26C, this is economic development negotiations pursuant to Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, Section 551087, taxpayer project Kiskadee. There is no specific action being or nothing to discuss, as action has already been taken. 26D, civil action number 723 CV 00206, ES Che Jr. versus Hidalgo County. Judge Commissioners, I'd like for the court to entertain a motion and assign this particular case to the Civil Division at the District Attorney's Office, Mr. Victor Garza.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And 26E, cause number C 3224-24-H, Annabel Reina Iracheta versus Oscar I. De Leon et al. Again, Judge Commissioners, I'd like to settle, for the court to entertain a motion assigning the case to the DA's Civil Division, Mr. Victor Garza.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And 26F, cause number C 3174-24-I, Luis Moreno and mother Maria Carmen Moreno as next friend of Luis Moreno, a disabled individual, versus City of Ed Couch et al. Judge Commissioners, this is a claim that is presently being handled by the firm of Preston Hendrickson, and so I'd like to formally assign the cause action or suit to Mr. Preston Hendrickson. So we go back to item 25A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Section 2620244, professional service for the provision of legal service representation in connection with litigation.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
25B, engagement with the firm of Preston Henderson for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation. Authority to submit letter of engagement subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, specific to cause number C 3174-24-I, Luis Moreno and mother Maria Carmen Moreno and next friend of Luis Moreno, a disabled individual, versus City of Ed Couch et al.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And yes, 26G is cause number C 3345-22-H, Brian Betos versus County of Hidalgo, Texas et al. Judge Commissioner, we will proceed as directed and as discussed in closed session.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
26H, claim of Maria Rosa Salinas. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $50,000.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
26I, claim of Juana Bautista. Judge Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $238.20.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And 26J, claim of Irma Gaona Guerrero. Judge Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $720.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, there is no action on item 27 closed and no action on item 28 open session. Before we adjourn, our next Commissioners Court session is scheduled for August 6th. That will be a morning session, 9:30 Drainage District and 10 a.m. Commissioners Court.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion